Will Gabi Hernandez finally leave Days of Our Lives after losing it all? A deep dive into one of Salem's most turbulent characters. Oh, dear readers, if you've been watching Days of Our Lives as long as I have through the countless weddings, funerals, kidnappings, and those legendary DiMera Kyriakis feuds, you know that no one spirals quite like Gabi Hernandez. The woman has risen from the ashes more times than a phoenix on steroids, but this time feels different. The walls are closing in, the secrets are exploding like fireworks over Salem Harbor, and the question on every fan's lips is, has Gabi finally lost everything? And is it time for her to walk away from Salem for good? Let me paint the picture for you, because what we're witnessing right now isn't just another Tuesday afternoon meltdown in the Hernandez living room. It's a full-blown Shakespearean tragedy unfolding in modern Salem, complete with betrayal, shattered hearts, and enough emotional carnage to fill a dozen sweeps weeks. Gabi has always danced on the edge of darkness, her ambition and fierce protectiveness of her family pushing her into morally gray territory. But recent events suggest those shadows are swallowing her whole. It all came crashing down when Anna DiMera, in that perfectly poised yet venomous way only Anna can deliver, sat Philip Kyriakis down and dropped the ultimate bombshell. Your little fiancé has been playing you for a fool, she essentially told him. Gabi wasn't just caught in a white lie or a minor scheme, this was espionage-level deception. Anna revealed that Gabi had planted a listening device, feeding critical information straight to Tony DiMera. She had been actively helping the DiMeras target the Kyriakis empire, chipping away at Titan Industries from the inside like a corporate termite with killer instinct. Victor Kyriakis' legacy, the empire he built with blood, sweat, and that signature Kyriakis ruthlessness, was nearly reduced to rubble because of Gabi's double game. Philip's reaction? Pure, unfiltered devastation mixed with white-hot rage. You could practically hear the iconic Kyriakis theme swelling in the background as he processed the betrayal. This is a man who has fought tooth and nail to reclaim his place in the family, to honor his father's memory while carving out his own path. Finding out that the woman he led into his bed, his home, and his heart had been working to destroy it all? It was the ultimate gut punch. In true Philip fashion, part wounded lion, part calculated businessman, he didn't just argue or demand explanations. He ended it. Cold? Final? Get out, he told her, his voice probably cracking just enough to show the depth of the hurt. Gabi was unceremoniously escorted out of the Kyriakis mansion, her designer bags likely tossed onto the driveway like yesterday's trash. The mansion that had briefly felt like a triumphant new chapter for her now stands as a monument to her spectacular fall from grace. But losing Philip and her luxurious lifestyle at the mansion is only the beginning of Gabi's nightmare. The real dagger to the heart might come from the one person she claims to love more than anything, her daughter, Ariana. Motherhood has always been Gabi's Achilles heel, the place where her scheming brain and protective instincts collide in spectacular fashion. We've seen her go to extreme lengths for her children, before kidnappings, frame jobs, you name it, but this latest move with Liam takes things to a whole new level of desperation. In a move that screams Gabi, in crisis mode, she reportedly cut a massive check for $150,000 to Liam, practically begging him to pack up their son and disappear from Salem. Not only that, but she promised to pull strings to handle his probation issues, clearing the path for a clean exit. On the surface, it might look like a concerned mother trying to shield her family from a toxic influence. But let's be real, this is classic Gabi manipulation. She's trying to buy peace, to control the narrative around her daughter, and to eliminate a threat to her already fracturing world. If Ariana ever discovers the truth that her mother paid off Liam with a small fortune to take her little brother away and keep him silent, it won't just be anger. It will be nuclear. Imagine the scene. Ariana, already navigating the complicated waters of being a young woman in Salem with a mother like Gabi, finding out about the payoff. The betrayal in her eyes would be devastating. "How could you, Mom?" she'd likely scream, her voice echoing through the Hernandez house like so many family confrontations before. Ariana might demand space, threaten to cut off all contact, or even pack her own bags and move out entirely. The Hernandez home, once a sanctuary of sorts for Gabi after her various exiles and returns, could become a hollow shell. Losing her daughter in such a personal, irreparable way? That's the kind of wound that doesn't heal with a quick DiMera plot twist or a new romance. That's soul-crushing. As someone who's followed this show for decades, I've seen Gabi evolve from a troubled teen with a chip on her shoulder to a complex anti-heroine who can make you root for her even when she's doing the absolute worst things. Remember her early days? The grief over losing her first love, the way she clawed her way into the modeling world, the marriages, the schemes, the time she spent in prison. Gabi has always been a survivor. She's been shot, kidnapped, presumed dead, and come back swinging. But every comeback has come at a cost, and the ledger of her mistakes seems to be coming due all at once. The Titan betrayal isn't just business, it's personal on a level that shakes the foundations of multiple families. The Kyriakis clan doesn't forgive easily, especially when Victor's legacy is involved. Philip kicking her out is just the opening salvo. Expect Brady, Xander, and the rest of the family to circle the wagons, making sure Gabi becomes persona non grata in every boardroom and social circle that matters in Salem. Her professional life at Titan? Probably in tatters. Any alliances she tried to build? Burned to the ground. Then there's the DiMera side of things. Tony might have used her, but will he protect her now that the secret's out? The DiMeras are notorious for discarding pawns once they're no longer useful. Gabi could find herself isolated, with enemies on both sides of the infamous Salem family divide. It's the kind of rock and a hard place scenario that Days writers love to exploit for maximum drama. Let's talk about what a Gabi exit could look like, because the show has a rich history of characters leaving under clouds of disgrace only to return years later with a vengeance. Would she flee to a new city, perhaps trying to rebuild with whatever money she has left? Maybe she'd head to Los Angeles or New York, chasing some modeling gig or starting over in business. But Salem has a way of pulling people back through custody battles, dying relatives, or those irresistible one last scheme. If Gabi leaves, it wouldn't be quiet. It would be a tear-soaked goodbye at Hesped Airport, perhaps with a dramatic confrontation with Ariana where truths are finally spoken. Or maybe she'd leave in the back of a police car, another legal scandal catching up to her. Yet, something tells me the writers aren't ready to let Gabi go just yet. She's too valuable, too layered, too capable of generating story. Losing Philip and the mansion creates immediate conflict. The potential estrangement from Ariana opens up mother-daughter drama that could play out for months. And let's not forget the romantic possibilities. Gabi, heartbroken and vulnerable, always attracts new suitors. Could there be a redemption arc where she tries to win back Philip's trust? Or a darker path where she doubles down on her scheming ways, perhaps aligning with even more dangerous players? The beauty of Days of Our Lives is how it balances these massive, life-altering crises with the everyday rhythms of Salem life. Gabi might be down, but we've seen her hit rock bottom before, after the miscarriage, after prison, after losing EJ. Each time, she reinvented herself. This current storm feels heavier because it hits her in her two softest spots, her romantic partnership and her role as a mother. The $150,000 payoff to Liam isn't just transactional, it's a desperate mother's Hail Mary that could backfire spectacularly. Picture the emotional scenes we'll get if Ariana finds out. The arguments in the Hernandez kitchen, Gabi trying to justify her actions with that familiar mix of defiance and tears. I did it for you, Ariana. Everything I've ever done has been for this family. Ariana firing back about how Gabi's protection has only brought pain and isolation. It's the kind of raw, heartfelt material that wins daytime Emmys. And Philip? His pain runs deep. The Kyriakis mansion has seen its share of dramatic breakups, but this one carries the weight of corporate espionage and personal betrayal. Expect lingering shots of Philip alone in the study, staring at old photos of Victor, questioning every decision that led him to trust Gabi. The writers could milk this for months, Philip's anger turning to reluctant nostalgia, Gabi's attempts at apologies falling on deaf ears until some new crisis forces them together. As fans, we've learned to never say never with this show. Characters like Gabi are the lifeblood of Salem. Her departure would leave a massive void in the Hernandez family stories, the business intrigue at Titan, and the endless DiMera Kyriakis chess matches. But if the losses mount Philip gone, Ariana potentially cutting ties, professional reputation destroyed, and the weight of her secrets exposed, Gabi might decide that Salem has nothing left for her. The question isn't just will Gabi leave, but how much more can one woman take before she breaks? The show has teased exits before, only for characters to return stronger. Yet this feels like a turning point. The mistakes haunting her aren't small, they're foundational to her current life. The spying for Tony, the device planted in the heart of Kyriakis operations, the cash payoff to Liam, these aren't things that get swept under the rug with a simple "I'm sorry." In the end, only the writers and the upcoming episodes will tell. But as someone who's watched this soap through its highest highs and most ridiculous lows, I suspect Gabi's story isn't over. She might leave temporarily, licking her wounds and plotting her return. Or she might stay, fighting tooth and nail to reclaim what she's lost, creating even more chaos in the process. Salem without Gabi Hernandez? It just wouldn't feel right. What do you think, fellow viewers? Is this the beginning of the end for Gabi and Salem, or just another chapter in her never-ending saga of survival? Drop your theories in the comments. Will Ariana forgive her mother, or is the mother-daughter bond permanently fractured? Can Philip ever trust her again, or is their romance as dead as some of Victor's old enemies? And most importantly, after losing the mansion, the man, and potentially her daughter, does Gabi pack her bags and say goodbye to the town that made her who she is? The drama is far from over. In fact, it's just getting started. Stay tuned, because in Salem, even when you've lost everything, there's always a twist waiting around the corner.